Hello, Texas Shakespeare Festival. My name is Kenny Robinson, and I'm from Newberry, South Carolina.
So Kenny, we want to get a little bit to know you before you do your auditions.
Okay.
You've obviously been trained at Newberry College Theater. So as you remember the shows you've done, which ones stick out to you as your favorites?
Well, I would have to say my two favorites would have to be Little Shop of Horrors, in which I played Seymour, and Noises Off, in which I played Tim. I enjoyed them because they both were very fun roles, they were very funny shows, and the ensemble work with both shows were just fantastic.
Terrific. Good. Now, even though you've done a lot of theater, you're also, that's not your major. So tell us what your major is and what you can do, what other talents you have.
Well, my major is actually music. I play multiple instruments. My main instrument is the trumpet. However, I also play bass guitar, piano. I've also dabbled in violin, cello, and the mandolin.
So you've dabbled in some of those instruments, but which instruments would you be comfortable if you were asked to play in a musical, either on stage or in the pit? Which would you feel comfortable playing?
Well, like I said, my main instrument is the trumpet. That's my area of expertise for my major. So that one would probably be the best bet. However, I would also be comfortable playing the bass guitar in the pit or on stage.
Terrific, good. Well, thanks. So you have a couple of monologues and a song for us, right?
Yes.
Why don't you introduce those, and then we'll move into them.
Okay. I will be doing a monologue from William Shakespeare's Hamlet, a monologue from Anton Chekhov's The Boors, and the titular song from Hello, Dolly. Let me see. Alas, poor Yorick. I knew him, Horatio. A fellow of infinite jest, of most excellent fancy. He hath borne me on his back 1,000 times, and now, how abhorred in my imagination it is. My gorge rises at it. Here hung those lips, I kissed, I know not how oft. Where be your jibes now? Your gambols, your songs, your flashes of merriment that when wont to set the table on a roar. Not one now to mock your own grinning. Get you now to my lady's chamber. Tell her paint an inch thick, to this favor she must come. Make her laugh at that. There was a time when I played the fool. I loved, suffered, laughed at the moon, and melted in love's torments. I loved passionately. I loved to madness. I loved in every key, sacrificed half of my fortune in the tender passion. Until now, the devil knows I've had enough of it. Your obedient servant will let you lead him by the nose no more. Passionate eyes, coral lips, dimples in your cheeks, moonlight whispers, soft, tender sights. For all this, madam, I wouldn't pay a kopeck. And I'm not just speaking of present company, but of women in general, from the tiniest to the greatest. They are vain, cruel, petty, with maddening logic. And in that respect, please excuse my frankness, but one sparrow is worth 10 of the aforementioned petticoat philosophers. When one sees one of the romantic creatures, he imagines a holy being. But if he looks at the soul, it is just a common crocodile. And even worse, one that thinks it's the miracle of creation. You have the misfortune of being a woman. Tell me, on your honor, have you ever seen a woman that has been true and faithful? Never. It is easier to find a cat with horns than a faithful woman. Hello, Dolly. Well, hello, Dolly. It's so nice to see you back where you belong. You're looking swell, Dolly. We can tell, Dolly. You're still glowing, you're still crowing, you're still going on. We feel the room swaying while the band's playing one of your old favorite songs from way back when. So take her rap, fellas, find her an empty lap, fellas. Dolly'll never go away again. Kenny Robinson from Newberry, South Carolina. Thanks for watching.